So I did a video about a little over a year ago where I reviewed All Eyes on Me, that god-awful Tupac biopic, and I got a lot of shit for it in the comments because I guess being black, you're supposed to like that movie. If you don't like it, shame on you. But one of the comments was pretty funny. Somebody referred to me as Suge Knight Whopper Jr. Yeah, a little insulting, but then I thought it was the funniest shit. Do you see a resemblance between me and Suge? A little bit. I mean, he could probably be an uncle or something. American Dream, American Nightmare, the documentary of Suge Knight, directed by Antoine Fuqua. When I heard that he directed this, I said, I gotta check this out. I'm a big fan of Antoine Fuqua, except for Equalizer 2. So the cool thing about this documentary is that Antoine Fuqua shot this like a film. Like, it didn't really feel like a documentary when you watched it because he used a lot of good camera angles, some good lighting, different just sets and like places where they were at. Like, it looked like it was a movie, but it was just, you know, Suge Knight talking the whole time. And it was cool to see it because usually with documentaries, you just get, you know, you get interviews with other people. Sometimes you get footage from the person that documentary is about. But this is Suge in his own words. This, if I recall correctly, these are conversations that Suge and Antoine Fuqua had between 2011 and 2012 before he got locked up. So this was Suge Knight's story in his own words, his version of the story. And I thought it was about time that we got that because we got to see Straight Outta Compton, which is told from the perspective of Dre and Cube. Then you have the Miss Chalet movie. At least the music was good. Now I said, okay, let's hear Suge's side of the story because you see Suge in the rest of these movies, and Suge, of course, is made out to be this big kingpin, Wilson Fisk type character, which he probably is. But I said, okay, you know, let's hear from his perspective. Okay, let's hear everybody's point of view on this. And of course, if you go to a step further, you go to Vlad TV, and you'll see interviews with like Corrupt and Daz, and no, I don't think Corrupt was on Vlad. I think Corrupt was on the Breakfast Club. So you'll see interviews with a lot of people that was on death row. You hear a lot of different stories, but now we get to hear Suge's perspective. And watching this documentary, I said Suge is definitely an interesting character, and I would love to see a full-length like feature film about him. But now the question is, who can play this man? Because Suge is so larger than life. I mean, he's a really big dude. He's just like, even watching the documentary, like you can feel his intimidation, you know, through the camera. Like, Antoine Fuqua must have had balls of steel because I can't imagine sitting across from Suge, having a conversation with him. You know, he just seems like he's a very intense brother where at any moment he can take you and snap you in half, especially if you say the wrong shit. Like, I heard some buck wild stories about Suge back in the day, like all the stuff that he did, hanging people out of windows, making people drink piss and stuff like that. So this is like, he just comes across as an intense brother, especially about controversial shit that he was accused of. Like when he asked him about the whole Tupac murder thing where he's like, yeah, people say that you had something to do with Pac being killed. I'm sorry, call me a coward. I would never have the balls to ask Suge that question because I know he could probably like just, you know what I mean? There's like a handful of celebrities that I don't think I would speak on negatively just because that shit could probably get bad, you know, not to say that, you know, I'm important where they would see me, but just in case they would come across one of my little small videos. Who's that motherfucker that was talking about me? Yeah, look him up. I want to talk to him. There was a scene like near the very end where it was kind of scary, especially to like somebody like me who sometimes I talk about celebrities and sometimes I talk shit about them, not thinking that is it a possibility I could probably see that person one day, you know. But there was a part in there, mild spoiler by the way, there was a part where he was looking in the camera when he said it. Now with the glasses on, you could still see the intensity through the eyes. He said that you know, for anybody that wants to talk negative and bad about me, just think about this. You go to pick up your favorite daughter from school. I go to pick up my favorite daughter from school. They go to the same school. You know, your son plays football. My son plays football. They could probably play for the same team. I could be your neighbor. I could be your landlord. You don't even know it. So I know your every move. Whoa. Like, look. If you want to talk shit about me, just think, man, you know, I could possibly see you one day. And I'm like, I don't want to see Suge. If you've seen it, let me know if you agree with this. It seemed like he was drunk. It seemed like he was intoxicated the whole time. Like he was, his words were slurring. Like, look, as a professional drinker myself, I know a drunk slur when I hear one. And Suge came across like he was sipping on something or he was on something, because they even had to have subtitles for what he was saying because he was dragging a lot of his shit out. So the documentary was solid. I highly recommend watching it. I think it was really interesting to hear everything from Suge's perspective. I think Antoine Fuqua did a great job behind the camera and putting this documentary together. So rating this thing, I would give American Dream, American Nightmare a A. Besides Suge slurring at times, and you know, some stories sounded kind of suspect, like, man, I don't know, I think you're kind of lying about that one. But look, this is Suge, so hey, I'm gonna take your word for it, man. Sorry. Yeah, so that's all I got to say about that, y'all. So what do y'all think about American Dream, American Nightmare? Have you seen it? Comment freely below. Let me know what you thought about it. Thank you for watching. As always, this is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video. Well, if I was about maybe 4 inches taller, maybe a little bit bigger, I could possibly play him in a movie.